Good people, I welcome you once again to this very episode. I remain your friend Fidel de Castro. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your location. I beg APC supporters, why if we say any small interview where they grant on a chieftains, spokespersons, and the rest of them, when I go leave picture where they ask on, and I go begin copy out, or I go begin call Labour Party out. I be on, I don't get anything to talk about from our manifesto. This whole thing they tire me. We have advocated that we should move on from the campaign of calumny to an issue-based campaign. But one small thing come make me laugh, because PDP don't accuse APC, said now them they ferment all the violence, all the crisis where they happen in the political space in Nigeria. So now that one I make me laugh small. At least PDP get mind, accuse them, attack them in that fashion, saying all the wahala when you did like this in the political space for Nigeria, saying APC now they cause them. And what has APC try begin to defend themselves? Let's look at the video first of all, but don't go anywhere because a lot is there to be spoken about. See you soon.
Mr. Ogoy, your party is being accused of fomenting this violence, and you've heard the soundbite about what is happening. In fact, your candidate, the presidential candidate, there is a statement attributed to him in a viral video, which has raised some concern in the opposition about the manner in which this election is going. To be very frank, it is psychopathic for the PDP to accuse APC of fomenting violence. If you check out the states that this violence are being mounted, especially against INEC facilities, they are APC control states. So the APC control state cannot foment crisis in its own state. So it is the same PDP, knowing fully well that it has no chance of winning the 2023 election, now decided to resort into fomenting crisis and causing violence. And when they cause this violence, they come out to play the victim. And thank God that Nigerians are not that gullible. What I'm saying here is the APC crisis that lingered for a while came to an end the day Senator Bla Adamu emerged as national chairman of the party. The reconciliation process of the party was concluded just a week after Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the presidential candidate of our party. Since then, the APC has been a very united family, and what we're doing right now is to ensure that we have a holistic ideology, programs, and initiatives of how to win the 2023 election. Remember, APC administration introduced this BVAS. That is the highest sensitive machine for accreditation. The APC government is the one that also amended the Electoral Act, the Electoral Act 2022. All the processes leading to credible election in 2023 and beyond is being initiated by the APC. So the same party cannot be scared of electoral victory or loss, then going back to foment crisis. I want to state very clear that Nigerians should know the kind of candidate they will vote in 2023, because the rates of criticism and accusation by the PDP and Labour Party against the APC candidate show very clear that these guys have already ganged up against the Nigerian people. No one, no Nigerian will tell you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not credible enough to lead Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has done his best as president of this Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have seen the second Niger bridge. We have seen the Oweto bridge be completed, and so many other infrastructures. We have seen so many social investment programs. We have seen the security that was a major crisis and challenge to this country. We have seen that at least it has been brought to barest minimum. And the president also assured us that he's going to hand over a safe and terrorism-free Nigeria, and it's almost achieving it. So the incoming president, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has also assured that he will continue from where President Buhari may stop. All right. So there was the viral video, which I also part of what I would like you to react to, which the spokesperson of the PDP has raised and saying the statement made by a presidential candidate is tantamount to inciting violence, because according to them, they're saying, based on the statement attributed to Bola Tinubu, that people should, power is not served a la carte and it must be taken. That means it's inciting violence.
It is not violence in any nature. When the candidate of my party made it very clear that power is not served in an a la carte, it's simply telling you that it must be done. You must go out and work to retain power. We are not taking power. Remember, we are to retain power because we are in power. And it is only APC that will tell you that governing party instead of ruling party has been proclaimed by the previous PDP administration. So we are the governing party. We are to retain power. And to retain power, it will not be a la carte. You must ensure that it's properly cooked and served. And how do you do this? Because we have also been able to stop this rigging process by introducing beavers, we must go back to the people and conscientize them, sensitize them, educate them, and also try as much as possible to let them see reasons why we should retain power. And that is what they mean by power is not serving an a la carte. So what PDP is saying is to run into the media, address a press conference that power is not serving an a la carte simply means crisis. I don't want to accuse their presidential candidate because it's not viable enough to challenge my candidate. I don't want to even go by any way selling their candidate. And that is why you see me, I'm not going about what they are saying. They have made more mistakes in terms of electoral campaign than even the APC. I'm not going to that.
What do you mean by that?
So, making
are you
mistakes.
referring to the Labour Party or the PDP?
The Labour Party and PDP.
How do you mean?
For example, the first point of call of Mr. Peter Obi is failures. Is patronizing failures. If you check the people that surround this campaign, they are failures. People that are not able to take responsibility for their actions are the people.
Can you be more precise in what you're saying?
Yes, I would say that. I don't want to even go into the aspect of his DG who was just convicted. I'm talking about the people that patronized and made up Peter Obi's campaign. Can you name them? Who is there? Who is in Peter Obi's campaign?
No, because you made a statement, and that is very sweeping. And when you say he has failure around him, he has people who are failure
around him.
What do you mean? So because if there's going to be a rest,
the governors that surrounded Peter Obi, they are all failures.
Do they have governors in the Labour Party?
No, there are governors that he go to visit regularly. People that have failed their various states that Obi patronizes on a daily basis. Obi is not even doing campaign. So I don't want to popularize him because he knows very well that he cannot even score 25% across the two-thirds of Nigeria to win election. But I'm very grateful that he's contesting because it's making things easier for my party. Because the Southwest is already there. The Northwest is already there. For us, I'm talking about the APC. Then the Southeast is where Obi has gone to take. The part of South is where it's taken. So it is PDP vote that Obi is reducing.
Let me allow, because you touched lastly now on the Labour Party. Safari to me is here, who is the spokesperson of the Labour Party. Would you like to respond to what Mr. Opoku has said in relation to your party, the campaign organization, and he made direct references to people in your campaign organization?
Sure, you should have seen me laughing my head off in there. It's actually quite amazing when somebody who is even remotely associated with the APC, talk less of one speaking on his behalf, presumes to point at anyone and label them failures. The very definition of failure is the I don't even know, maybe I should say all parasites club. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to turn this into some brickbat session, but it actually takes some serious cojones for a man to look at Peter Obi and those who are surrounding him and propelling his campaign, the likes of Papa Emmanuel Ijewere, the likes of Pat Utomi, Papa Ayo Adebanjo, and a host of others in the people who have been in the private sector all their lives, who have added value to this nation, and who are hoping to rescue it from itself and the damage that has been done to it by the evil that has been inflicted upon it, particularly in the last 7 years, under the rulership of General Buhari and the cohorts in APC. And then somebody is saying failure. The very definition of failure is the APC and all who are associated with it. If we were in the same political environment, he should bury his head in shame and not presume to even present a candidate. And that is not me being angry. That is me telling the gentleman the truth. If he's looking to define failure, he should look to anything that means APC. It has been ruining us for this country in the last 7 years plus. This country has been practically grounded to a halt, damaged almost beyond repairs. You almost have to begin to reimagine it before you can put it back together. And the man speaking on behalf of those who ruined it to this point presumes to call anybody failure. Who represents failure more than General Buhari and everything that can be labeled APC? So please, I can't engage with him at an intellectual level to discuss the failings, but it is obvious to anyone with a modicum of reasoning that there is nothing but failure associated with the APC. So it cannot be a debate based on reason anyway. So let me just leave it at that. As you have rightly asked, what governor does the Labour Party have? We don't have failure or failures anywhere around. It's the Nigerian people that constitutes the Labour Party, the victims of the APC and the PDP's misrule. Those are the people in the Labour Party. Whether they are in the public sector or they are in the private sector, we are the ones who have been the victims of the misrule. And we are coming together trying to find a way out of this mess. And those who are fed fat on Nigeria with nothing else to do but public life presumes to talk about failures around us. That is pretty preposterous and very rich coming from somebody representing him.
Well, my people, I like the violence, I like as the man from PDP point of view, is able to give it, what to head on to the APC man, and at the same time, try to make the man understand that Labour Party is way more ahead of whatever you can imagine for a beautiful Nigeria to come. So that is really very interesting. So, and one more thing again I want to say. When people begin to go about saying that the APC-led administration has built Second Niger Bridge, I need to open your eye. The foundation stone of Second Niger Bridge was laid during the era of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And Peter Obi was in power then. Peter Obi, as a matter of history, was the man who even compelled and lured Goodluck Jonathan into commissioning that Second Niger Bridge. So for those of you who are Christian, the Bible said, what would the righteous do when the foundation is corrupt? So it means that Goodluck Jonathan, in collaboration with Peter Obi, actually laid a very good foundation, which brought about the completion of that very project today. Leadership is all about continuing. This is why I hate it when people, I'm sorry for using that word, I don't so much like it when people begin to come and tell us that Tinubu built Lagos and all of that. Leadership is a continuum. You do your part, you go. The same thing Peter Obi told Professor Charles Soludo, I have done my best and I left. Now it is your turn to do better than me. That is what leadership is all about. So this calling out of Labour Party is not really a nice one. Tell us what your political party wants to do for Nigeria. Talk about your manifesto. Talk about your strategies. Talk about your visions. That is what we need to hear. Not coming to the public space and begin to bamboozle us, calling out P2B and Labour Party and telling us that the party is a failure and all of that. It doesn't make sense. That is not what will make Nigeria better. Tell us your plans and how you intend to execute them. I remain your friend Fidel De Castro and hope to see you sooner again. Bye for the now.